18 minutes, we'll give you the globe. This is Satellite News Network. We keep you informed. Around the world, this is Satellite News Network. I'm John Kent. Up first tonight, news reports continue to filter in about the destruction of a Japanese oil rig nearly 2 weeks ago, located off the east coast of the U.S. Rumors of the platform's destruction first began circulating 3 days ago, and now, only a few hours ago, the United States Coast Guard has finally confirmed those disturbing reports. Mary Seville has the story.
The United States Coast Guard, at a press conference this afternoon, confirmed previously unsubstantiated reports of the destruction of the Choi oil drilling station on December 27, nearly a week ago. The Choi platform was built in 2007 by the Japanese company Tagurato as the largest and newest in the line of such platforms constructed by the petroleum conglomerate in various locations around the world. The Choi station was located approximately 1,000 miles east-southeast of New Haven, Connecticut, and employed approximately 350 people. Disturbing cell phone video taken from inside the facility during the disaster shows many employees panicking as the platform violently shakes. The employees running for cover. A second video was taken from overhead by a passenger inside a Tagurato helicopter as they circled the platform as it crashes into the sea within moments of the event. A third video, now circulating on YouTube and uploaded by an unknown party, purports to show a small boat carrying evacuees away from the station as it violently tumbles into the sea. This video also shows debris from the collapse inexplicably exploding skywards, accompanied by a loud grinding sound, and ends when the boat is hit and presumably destroyed by a large piece of debris. Coast Guard Admiral William T. Halton denies that the United States Coast Guard was on site during the destruction of the station, but rather became involved 2 days after the event when contacted by Tagurato executives, who assigned blame for the disaster to the TIDO Wave eco-terrorist group with whom they have had run-ins in the past over their oil drilling activities. Halton would neither confirm or deny the eco-terrorist role in the platform's destruction and would only clarify that the investigation is ongoing. This is Mary Seville, Satellite News Network, Washington.
Shortly before the Coast Guard acknowledged the destruction of the Choi platform, the Tagurato company released a brief statement acknowledging the disaster and indicated that of the 355 employees on the station, only 7 remain unaccounted for. SNN will continue to follow the story as it unfolds. Give us 18 minutes, we'll give you the globe. This is Satellite News Network. It's 20 minutes past the hour, and you're tuned into Satellite News Network. I'm John Kent. Environmentalists are growing increasingly concerned about the effects of the recent collapse of the Japanese oil rig platform Choi Station in the Atlantic Ocean. They say that the platform's loss could mean a catastrophic oil spill, which could affect not just the oceanic life around the area where the platform was located, but also the coastline of the eastern United States. Mary Seville reports.
After the destruction of the Japanese Choi Station oil rig platform on December 27th was confirmed by the United States Coast Guard yesterday, environmental experts began sounding the alarm, saying that the destruction of the platform was likely resulting in millions of gallons of crude oil being spilled into the sea. Prominent ecologist Stephen Sandusky told ABC's Dan Forsyth that this disaster could cause untold harm to the Atlantic Ocean's ecosystem.
Without a doubt, there is a pipeline down there that is probably spilling hundreds of gallons of crude oil into the sea every hour. Unless authorities act now, it could grow to catastrophic proportions, where the oil will kill off the aquatic life in the general area. Other organisms could also consume the dead fish and animals, which would be toxic to them. They could, in turn, at that point, end up in the encircling food chain, which could eventually lead to human consumption of contaminated seafood. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If the oil continues to pump into the ocean uncontained, it could cause massive spills up and down the entire eastern seaboard.
As more and more environmental experts began to speak up, the United States Coast Guard released the following statement today, quote, We have been monitoring the area where the Tri-Station was located since 2 days after the accident. It is our belief that whatever spillage there was has been contained within the local area. The Tegarato company, which owned Tri-Station, has indicated to us that the station had not yet fully come online, and only test drilling samples were contained on the rig at the time of the disaster. There was a small oil slick at the site that measured less than 1 square mile, and teams from Tegarato, with assistance from the U.S. Coast Guard environmental specialists, were able to contain and clean the area of any toxic byproducts of the station, unquote. When asked again about the possible involvement by the TIDO Wave environmental terrorist group in the destruction of the platform, as implied by Tegarato, Coast Guard spokesman declined to comment. This is Mary Seville, Satellite News Network, Washington.
The Coast Guard today also released aerial photographs of the area, dated as having been taken just 2 days ago, which appear to show no slick forming on the former site of the station. SNN reached out for comment to the Tegarato company, but their main phone line in Tokyo is now delivering a pre-recorded message indicating that they are not taking calls about the incident at their headquarters. We were referred to the press office, which did not get back to us before broadcast. In addition to the concern from environmental quarters, seismologists are also indicating that more than 24 seismographs on both sides of the Atlantic Ocean registered something at the coordinates of the former Chuai station at the time the collapse occurred, with at least one of those recording stations located in Ribadeo, Spain, nearly 2,800 miles from the location. Scientists at the institute there do not believe that this could have been caused by a man-made explosion, and seismologists in the U.S. are concerned that some kind of seismic event may have been responsible, and plan to continue to monitor the area for aftershocks of a possible earthquake in the region.
This message is transmitted at the request of the United States Environmental Protection Agency. This is an environmental alert. The northern and central coastlines of the eastern United States may be affected by a large petroleum spill caused by the recent collapse of the Chuai oil drilling platform off the southeastern coast of Connecticut. Depending on ocean currents, crude oil spilling out of severed pipes could be swept towards the eastern seaboard. Although the U.S. Coast Guard indicates that the spill is believed to be minimal, it is still possible that the spill could reach the shorelines of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina sometime in the next 72 to 96 hours. If an oil slick appears to be visible on the water, or if oil is spotted on shore, do not swim, boat, or fish near the area. Contact local authorities immediately. This message is transmitted at the request of the United States Environmental Protection Agency. This is an environmental alert. The northern and central coastlines of the eastern United States may be affected by a large petroleum spill caused by the recent collapse of the Chuai oil drilling platform off the southeastern coast of Connecticut. Depending on ocean currents, crude oil spilling out of severed pipes could be swept towards the eastern seaboard. Although the U.S. Coast Guard indicates that the spill is believed to be minimal, it is still possible that the spill could reach the shorelines of Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and North Carolina sometime in the next 72 to 96 hours. If an oil slick appears to be visible on the water, or if oil is spotted on shore, do not swim, boat, or fish near the area. Contact local authorities immediately.
KRB Rock Radio Zoo News Time, 7:42 a.m. I'm Melissa Walters. Looks like people hanging out along the Brooklyn shores got quite a show yesterday evening. Authorities began receiving reports about a large object falling into the water off Coney Island during the evening commute yesterday. Hundreds of people reported seeing something flying through the sky and then crashing into the ocean. The mysterious object was not lit up like a meteor would have been upon entering the Earth's atmosphere, but did catch the light and flash several times while it plummeted to Earth. Well, now, the mystery object may have been identified. The Japanese government notified the Pentagon this morning that a piece of recently launched satellite had broken off and may have been the object that landed what looked like several miles off of Coney Island. No word on what the satellite was for or why the Japanese government notified the Pentagon about it, but there's a good chance that that's what everyone saw last night while driving home.